So what happens is people will go to work. So when you work 8 to 5, now some of you who believe in a higher power and some of you don't, I'm not going to get into it with you. But is it possible that there's a camera in the great sky watching and/or a camera in this room? Cool? So I'll give you an example. In my office the other day, I made a statement to a young man. I said, hey, I want you to know, since we've installed the new cameras, we need to have a conversation. And you could see the whole like, oh. And you know, now here's the deal. I hadn't turned them on yet in his area. I just wanted to see because I suspected there was some stuff going on. He's like, now I had the same conversation with another guy and he's like, well, cool, you get to see who shows up first. Right? So if you work 8 to 5 and you're the last person at work and you're the first person to go home, will the boss want to promote you? What if like you're coachable and you say, man, I want to be coached, I want to be improved. Will the boss want to promote you? Right? Will the boss want to promote you if you do just enough to get by? Will the boss want to promote you if you do more than you're supposed to do and ask for more? Right, okay? So that's the big thing. I want to make sure when you, step one here, we all start off as an employee. Step one, I want you to write this down. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is over-deliver, and then you'll eventually be what? Overpaid. Cool? All you need to do is over-deliver, and then you'll eventually be overpaid. Cool? So if you're over-delivering, you'll be overpaid, right? That makes sense? So I'm just being real. I have already... Who here have I already paid more money to than I was supposed to? I think you, right? No one made me do it. I did it because I wanted to. Who else did I pay? Somebody else I paid you? Okay. And right now you're on the verge of, if nothing changes, and it can change, and I hope it does change because we don't want Joseph to win. He's getting a little too cocky. We want to keep him down. We want to hold him down. Someone unplug his phone. But here's the thing is, he's potentially going to get another $250 because of the bonus, right? So it starts off, you over-deliver, you get overpaid, right? Now here's the next fork in the road. You start to get some money coming in the bank. And you have this thing called assets, and you have this thing called liabilities. Can somebody tell me what an asset is? Things that make you money. I want you to write that down. Change your definition. If you read it in the classroom, it's wrong. Okay, it's stuff that makes you money. Okay? An asset is something that makes you money. Makes you what? So now with that definition in mind, is a car an asset? Not unless you're a taxi driver. Right? Make sense? Is a house an asset? Not unless it's a rental house or a house you can sell for more than you bought it for. Make sense? So what's a liability? What is a liability? Something that costs you what? Okay, liability costs you money. Okay, so costs you what, guys? Money. Okay, so the key is once you start making money, to take that money and to buy what with it? There you go. Does anyone do this? No, no one does this. So what's an asset you could buy if you had $1,000? Somebody, talk to me. Something that makes you money. What if you bought a pop machine? What if you have a friend who owns a salon and you bought a pop machine, put it in there, boom. Cool? What if you bought stocks of a company that you felt confident in, like a Google stock? What if you took that money and you set it aside, you did something really crazy, which you need to do, by the way, in order to get out of the rat race. You want to start your own business. So in college, what I did is I started making T-shirts. A lot of you guys are in dorms, you're in wings, and everyone needs a T-shirt for their dorm, right? Everyone has an end of the year banquet. I'm like, man, I'm going to make all the T-shirts for the events, all the intramurals, and I'm going to have a DJ company, and we're going to DJ for their banquets. So how do you start a business? You have to look for somebody who has a problem, and you have to solve it. Make sense? That's all you're doing. You know? So you might be able to find somebody who's a business owner and say, hey, I'll do your books for you. That's a business. I'll do your books. I'll do your, I'm a graduate from ORU. I want to do your QuickBooks for you. I'm a trustworthy dude. You can do that. You could have a pop machine. You could have anything you can think of. But you need to buy what? Assets and not buy. But at some point, somebody will tell you, probably a salesperson at a car lot, hey, that car's the best investment that you can make, and then you find yourself getting in what? Debt. So once you're in debt, let's just be real here. Once you buy the car and once you buy the house, what happens to you? Now you have less what? Less freedom. Why? Because you have to make payments. So now you can't become self-employed because now you're afraid to fail. Does that make sense? So your goal is to stay free. That makes sense? A lot of us, are not enslaved in theory anymore or maybe our RA might feel like he's a slave driver, but the point is, we're free, right? But yet we jump into the bondage of debt as soon as possible if we're not careful, okay?